Yeah, what's up, guys? Seth Spartan, you ask and I answer. Today we're going to be discussing high-dose tren cycles, why they are not the best for mass building. Obviously, I have a professional opinion on this and applicable to firsthand use and experience. Obviously, if you've watched my video where I discuss how I personally myself have ran 1,500 milligrams of trenbolone before weekly, I have a little bit of firsthand practical application experience to be talking about this compound. And then obviously we'll discuss the pharmacology and why trenbolone is actually, high doses is not the best for building muscle from basically a scientific standpoint. And like I said, the pharmacology of the actual compound and how this works. So I'm going to offer you guys two different slices of rendering opinions here. Without further ado, let's dive right into this trenbolone high-dose cycles, why it's not the best for building muscle. Guys, I'm going to bring home my point here right away. When I used high-dose trenbolone cycles, the issue I found was in terms of sides are very great, obviously. We're talking the most prominent is going to be Regardless Insomnia. Watch my other video on Trenbolone Unleashed if you want the best information on Trenbolone ever, complete breakdown. I think I went into a 20-minute video discussing Tren. But the point of the matter is simply put, simply, Tren is very, very androgenic, and like such, it stimulates the central nervous system to a very large degree. Thus, this is going to interfere with sleep no matter what you're taking to sleep at night. Obviously, you need to sleep to grow, to recover, to train. Deep sleep is when your muscle fibers actually completely heal and that extra compensation process occurs. We're talking about muscle hypertrophy. We're talking about you tear the muscle fiber down. When does it grow stronger? During deep sleep. Guys, this is not something that is made up. It's completely factual and scientific. On the other hand, obviously, like I said, trenbolone will impact. You will not. You will miss out on your deep sleep, and it will completely destroy your natural sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm, just because, well, I went into this in the other video. Basically, you fall asleep, you're going to go into deep sleep an hour, and then when you would come up into about, stage 3, stage 2 sleep, and right before you go back into deep sleep, you'll wake up. You'll go into deep sleep for a second, and you'll wake up. That's what happens on high-dose tren cycles. If you don't believe me, go ahead, run one, and it will not matter what you take at night. I was combining Ambien, lots of Ambien, Trazodone, and even a little bit of alcohol at times, and it doesn't matter how much you take or what you take. What's going to happen is trenbolone, the central nervous stimulation, is going to wake you up, and it's going to destroy your natural sleep cycle, your rhythm. So one, high-dose tren cycle, why is it terrible for making gains? One, because you're not going to be able to sleep and you're not going to recover. Two, high-dose tren cycle. The problem with this compound is that being so androgenic, it's so damn androgenic, guys. It's not a 500 anabolic, 100 androgenic. It's a 500 androgenic compound also in terms of also being a muscle builder. So what's going to happen is, it's very straining on the human body. What actually happens, and if you want to find a way to explain this, because I can't, in studies, trenbolone actually decreases protein synthesis a little bit to a small degree. It completely stops protein breakdown, which is another reason it's fantastic while in a deficit. Will help you hold on to that muscle, but it actually slows down the rate of protein synthesis in the muscle fibers. And my guess would be just because when that trenbolone, it's 5 times stronger than testosterone, the only thing that should ever be in the human body per se. What's going to happen is it's going to completely disrupt that process. Yes, it's going to stop. And if you can completely stop protein breakdown, guys, and even if you have just a teeny bit of protein synthesis, what's going to happen? You're going to put on muscle. That's why you can gain muscle on trenbolone. No problem. Obviously, in my opinion, trenbolone should be used low dose as a low dose compound, and other compounds should be the main driving factor, the main driver, if you will, for mass gaining if you're going to use that off-season. Pre-contest, great compound, but the thing is, me using it pre-contest at 1,500 milligrams, the issue is simply put, yes, it's the best fat burner on the frickin' planet. Why? Because it's going to attach to the androgen receptors in your fat cells, adipose tissue, and stimulate fat breakdown. And yes, you're going to get rapid fat loss. Yes, it's going to increase your metabolism. Yes, it's going to increase your adrenal hormone response. Yes, you're going to rip fat off. And trenbolone is fat burning, regardless of what, Jerry Ward or any of these other idiots say. Trenbolone is an amazing fat burner, especially at high dosages. But in terms of building muscle, not so much, just because of how damn androgenic it is. It's actually so androgenic, and being used, primarily, high dose being the only anabolic in the cycle. What's going to happen is, like I said, it actually impedes protein synthesis. It basically throws a wrench in the mechanism of building protein up. Yet, no, you will not break down protein. You won't break down muscle tissue, but you're going to stop the process. And for me, using it really high dosages, yes, worked amazing for fat burning. Yes, worked amazing for keeping my strength. But the thing is, you go past a point and you're just basically kind of burning yourself out, if that makes sense. And I'm talking about from personal use experience. One more time, looking over the studies, like I said, it slows down protein synthesis when compared to testosterone. So what does that mean? Without having you guys to dig up the research yourselves, trenbolone, great compound to add in at low doses, will help you build muscle, but used at high dosages will actually stop testosterone and slow down protein synthesis and muscle building. So if you're looking to make great gains, don't run tren high dosages in the off season. You're going to want to run testosterone a lot higher, or another mass building compound. As far as cutting, you can do whatever you want, but what I would advise is, if you're having really bad sides, the thing is, if you can't sleep, you can't train. If you can't sleep, you're not going to be doing cardio. You're not going to be doing a lot of other things. And it's pretty much based on how you want to suffer. I did zero cardio and I came in freaking peeled. My body fats, I got my scan back, came back at right around 4%. So zero cardio, 4% body fat. I was squatting every day though. And, my workouts are brutal. So you pick your poison, what you want to do. Anyways, I just wanted to go over high dose tren cycles in terms of basically building muscle, why they're not ideal, because nobody seems to have any information on this subject. That's pretty much it, guys. Don't want to make this a super long video, and we are out of here.